All right, what's up, y'all? Hey, Drew, Saints win. What do we say? Who dat is right. 23-13, Saints beat the Bucs. Look, where are we going? We're going to the mall. You already know it. What do you think of a new fleece, by the way? I like it a lot. Christmas gift. Anyway, who dat? Saints win 23-13. They beat the Bucs. Saints moved to 8-8 on the season. Playoff hopes still alive for now. Saints need to beat the Falcons next week and hope that Carolina can pull off a miracle and beat Tampa Bay. Not going to hold my breath on that, but it sure was nice watching the Saints put Tampa in a 3-hour chokehold. It was funny because while I don't think many of us expected the Saints to win this game, one of the things that we talked about today on Morning Scone, someone said the Saints have no chance of winning. I said, hey, look, when you look, obviously, Tampa has been playing well of late. The Saints have not. But you looked at that line, and it was 3. A lot of sharp money was coming in on the Saints. That line dropped to 2.5, and it was a stinky line. And sometimes when the line is stinky, there's a reason the line is stinky. Saints were playing for their season today. The Bucs knew they had some wiggle room to play with. The other thing worth mentioning, y'all, is, man, since Dennis Allen's been back here, the Saints defensively have dominated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that happened again today. So, I mean, that was true when Brady was there. And, the one exception was the game in the Dome earlier this year. But the Saints defensively, Dennis Allen has just had a plan for that Tampa Bay offense and how to strangle them and choke them out. And they did it again today. Tampa added a couple of late scores to make it look closer than it was, but the Bucs had 40 yards of offense in the first half. A couple of reactions to the game, and then the big picture stuff. Today was a day where everything the Saints did worked. Everything went their way. From the opening drive, 14 plays, 73 yards, 7:56 off the clock. You converted a couple of third downs, and it was just beautiful the way that offense was orchestrated right down the field. Even when things seemingly didn't go your way. For example, third down, deep in Tampa territory, you get the sack. On third down, Bucs look like they're going to be punting out of their end zone. Face mask call on Brian Brzee. Give him new life. They got another 15-yard penalty on that drive, but ultimately, that was the drive where Alontae Taylor came up with the big interception down at the 1-yard line. Congrats to Alontae Taylor, his first career interception. And on the ensuing drive, even though you didn't get much out of the drive, you threw the deep ball over the middle where Juwan Johnson made that miracle diving catch where he somersaulted, and it bought you breathing room. Jonathan Abrams' strip on the sideline. Careless ball security by the Bucs. Great play by Jonathan Abram. The interception where Tano Passanio barely deflected the ball. It got it off course enough to where Abram was able to get the interception. The Trey Palmer fumble. They complete the deep ball, and Trey Palmer, going to the ground, fumbles the football and turns it over. The Bucs had gotten a quick score, and that might have changed the game right there. But Saints, everything went their way today. Even on a 3rd and 7. Third and 8. You had a 3rd and 8, and you run a fullback draw. Everyone in the world is saying the Saints are throwing the football, and Adam Prentice is in there to protect. Well, they run a fullback draw on 3rd and 8, and it works. Today was just one of those days. It was one of those days where everything you did worked. Right before the end of the half, you get the short field on the bad punt by Camarda, and you're able to turn that into 3. Blake Grupe had a nice day today. Congrats to him. Listen, y'all know I'll criticize when it's warranted, and a lot of times it's warranted. And I'm going to be straight up. But there's times when guys play well and things come together, you have to be able to give them their flowers. And Derek Carr was really good today and efficient. I thought Pete Carmichael called a great game, kept the Bucs off balance. Defensively, the Saints were awesome. Bucs added a couple of late scores, as we talked about. But Tampa was the best team in the NFL in turnover margin coming into today. The Saints end up +4. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know actually how you score the Paulson Adebo's interception on the 2-point conversion. I don't know if that goes, I just genuinely don't know if that goes as an interception or if that goes as a just a failed 2-point try. But in any event, that's the game, right? And look, I thought Jamal Williams played really well today, especially with the injury to Kamara that limited him. Juwan Johnson had a monster first half. So congrats to all the guys who had a big day. A big day when you had to. I mean, this was a literal must-win. People use the word must-win, I think, too loosely. Must-win is a literal word where, like, you must win or there's a consequence. Like, your season's over, you're eliminated, you don't make the playoffs. And this was a must-win. If the Saints lost today, the Bucs win the division and the Saints are out. So this was a literal must-win, and the Saints went and played arguably their best game of the year. And you know what? This is twice now this year that I would argue the Saints' two best performances this year came after the mini-bye. Of course, they lost on a Thursday to they lost on that Thursday to Jacksonville at home. Then they went on the road after the mini-bye and scored 38-1 in Indy. They lost in L.A. on Thursday. They go on the road to Tampa and play their most complete game of the year. So, really nice win for the Saints today. So the big picture then becomes, well, what does it mean? Well, obviously, as far as if you're looking at draft position, it hurts because it's going to bump you down in the draft. But as for the playoffs, the scenario is really easy. The Saints need to beat Atlanta, and you need Carolina to beat the Bucs. If the Saints beat Atlanta at home and Carolina manages to pull off a miracle and beat Tampa, the Saints win the division, and you're going to the playoffs. And I'm not sure if you noticed today, but Philly lost at home to Arizona, which means Dallas now is likely going to win that division and have a home game. And so Philly is going to travel in the first round. Philly would travel, like, let's say whoever wins the NFC South will be the 4 seed. And Philly, it seems like now, would travel to either Tampa or New Orleans. So, if the Saints get a miracle next week and they beat Atlanta and Carolina somehow comes through and beats Tampa, then it looks like Philly would be in the Dome for a wild card weekend. And I'm for it, man. At this point, if you're a Saints fan, and y'all know my feeling on this. There's a difference between what I think is going to happen, what I'm pulling for to happen. What I thought was going to happen was the Saints were going to lose today. But they went out and won, and they kept their playoff hopes alive. And I want to see the Saints make the playoffs. I want the Saints to go win, win next week, get the help they need, make the playoffs. Sorry, pulling up into a parking spot here. I don't know if that was a handicap spot, if that guy was pulling in here. It's not a handicap spot, but it's like front row parking. Hey, how about that? I want the Saints to win next week. I want them to get the help they need, and I want them to make the playoffs. Hey, Kivo said, Matt, you're full of it, Two-Face. Hey, Kivo, shut the fuck up. Bullshit. Hate people like that. Not full of nothing. I'm a Saints fan, have been in my core my entire freaking life. And I always want my team to win. Always. Always, always. But I can call a spade, all right? If Derek Carr sucks, I'm going to tell you he sucks. If he plays well, I'm going to tell you. I didn't like the signing when they did it, and Dennis Allen needs to be fired. I've never budged off of that. Ever. And I won't. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you. And damn it, you know I'm right. But I want the Saints to win. I want them to go to the playoffs. I want to be wrong. I want the Saints to win the division, go to the playoffs. I want them to beat Philly, go on a run, do what the Giants did in 2007 as a 9-7 wild card team and win the damn Super Bowl. That's what I want. I'm not one of these guys that ever pulls against my team. Ever. The only time I would ever pull for a loss is like what happened with the Jets and the Jags a few years ago, where the Jets won a meaningless game at the end of the season and cost himself Trevor Lawrence. Instead, they got Zach Wilson. I'm never pulling against my team. If you got a problem with that, kiss my ass. Get out of here. Pisses me off, man. Two-faced. Bullshit. I'm not two-faced. I'm honest. I'm one of the few that's honest. I'm never going to sugarcoat anything. If I think they're good, I'm going to tell you. If I think they're going to lose, I'm going to tell you. Always. Doesn't change the fact that I was born and bred a Saints fan. I'm always going to cheer for my team. Kiss my ass, two-face. I'm one of the few people in me that isn't. That's never going to bullshit you. That's always going to tell you the truth. That's why people listen to me. The hell out of here. Shoot, man. This is literally the first comment I read. Literally the first comment I read. Two-face. Kiss my ass. And y'all don't worry about Drew in the backseat. He don't know what I'm saying anyway. It's not like I'm an unfit father. Enjoy the win, man. Enjoy the win. The Saints got it. You're alive for another week. Let's hope they come through. Hey, Kivo, do I think they're going to come through? No, because I don't think Tampa is losing to Carolina next week. But you know what? And nobody thought that the Saints were winning today against the Bucs. It's the NFL. It's any given Sunday. So go give them hell. See if you can beat Atlanta next week at home, get the help you need, and make the playoffs. That's what I'll be pulling for. Two-face. Kiss my ass, two-face. Shove your face in the fucking dirt is what I'll do. Anyway, Kivo, what a piece of shit. Well, I'm sure you're probably a nice guy. All right. Saints win. Who dat? We're going to walk around the mall. See ya. hope Drew has earphones. Drew don't know what I'm saying. Drew doesn't know what I'm saying. He don't know. You know what he knows? Hey, what do we say when the Saints are playing? Who dat? Book it. All right, y'all. Peace.